in hindsight, it's really easy for me to say that I anticipated the hybrid cloud, because you say that there's the public cloud and the private cloud, and it's going to be one or the other. And at some point, journalists like me like to, say that it's going to be one or the other. And of course, it was both. It always is a mix of the two. Do you think that you were finding yourself? Do you find yourself in the same situation? Do you feel like you anticipated the acceptance of sort of policy-based public usage, kind of where we're at today, or did you think that it was really just going to be those telco utility models? We're going to plug into the wall, and Verizon's going to give us our CPU or private internals.
I don't know, it'd be way arrogant to say, we saw exactly what's happening, but the clear thing that's been happening is, even as VMware, I think Paul mentioned, we have 150 IT-supported apps. The number that are SaaS applications has been rising each year. We're using Salesforce and Workday and all these different things, success factors. And so every company is going to find itself in a position where they have some things one place and the other. And I like to think about it a bit more as kind of an evolutionary approach. The things that are, maybe things that IT just doesn't want to get around to, things that add quality of life. Those are great to get started right in the public cloud as you consider to continue to keep your main things in the private cloud. So instead of I'm going to have a static split world of public and private, I think all companies will go through an evolution, and some things will pop up in the public cloud, some will stay in the private, and some will move actually both ways. I've seen a number of people that do development in the public cloud. They love the app, so they bring it into the private cloud for full control and data privacy and those things. So I think the beauty thing is that it's a more seamless way to choose where the balance is for each company.
It totally makes sense. That's actually how I do my development. I do it on a VM out there somewhere, and I have to deal with the integration headache where you bring it. So we're grounded in physical machines still.
Yep.
So I can see that.
Physical machines.
Don't I?
I think that actually is a good segue there, Taylor, for the way we're focusing on the Spring stuff. I don't know if you use Java at all or what you looked at.
Sure. I went to Stanford. I took intro to programming, so I can do it. I can do a 4
dangerous
or something.
Hello world Java stuff. The thing that's kind of cool, and we didn't go into much on Spring here. It's not the main development audience. That'll be in Chicago in October. But the things that we're demonstrating now with Salesforce.com and with Google, you actually might like to take a peek at it. There's a booth downstairs that's showing what VMforce looks like now. But literally, I use my IDE, which in this case is Eclipse. It's a good place to write your apps. And literally from the top menu, I say deploy to laptop, deploy to Google, deploy to VMforce, or deploy to my private cloud. And it's not just about sending the code there, it's what you were just saying. The headache of integrating it and actually deploying it is where it was very high level up there, this kind of smart intelligence for provisioning. We're actually extracting what we're calling blueprints that say, this is a web app, it's 3-tier, and you scale it out by adding an app server. And you can take that blueprint, and you take the jar file, your Java code, and you'll combine it and deploy it to one of these places. And it's, again, this group is not generally focused on development so much, so we didn't go into depth. But as you hear more about this, people are going to see it solving that exact problem you're talking about.
Since you